Trouble making out the basement in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Can't make it out because there was only one door unlocked, maybe even none. This guide will help you navigate the early part of the game, where you want to escape the basement unharmed, as quick and as efficient as possible. It will go through specific concepts, and then in the end, I'll show you an example match that will highlight these concepts. So pay attention, or else your match is going to end before it even starts. Gaps, crawl spaces, barricades, and doors are pretty much your bread and butter in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as you want to be as evasive and hard to catch as you can to the family. In the basement, if you get spotted by Leatherface, you want to make use of your nearby safe points, as for pretty much all of them, he can't do anything to get to them in time. So in your next matches, just try to scan your environments for these key spots and keep note of them, as they can be the difference between living and dying. Not having an idea of where Leatherface is can mean that he can come out of any corner and end your match right there. This is why paying attention to the sound of his chainsaw can, in most cases, provide you enough information to decide where to go and which escape options are suitable. Evading a Leatherface can be harder when you're with victims in the same room or area, as someone can occupy the gap, crawl space, or barricade, which prevents you from using it. There's also this general, amplified chaos in the environment, where you all try to figure out what the other teammate's going for, make all of you think more, and get to these safe points later than ideal. Additionally, this can lead to inefficiency, as you or the others can spend time just waiting for their turn at the toolbox or bone pile, instead of going for their own resource, and that can lead to frustration. Come on, Leland. Oh my god. So avoid being grouped up, as this will help you all remain calmer and safer. What can happen in some matches is that only one victim unlocks one basement door, and the match can suffer in multiple ways just from that limited action. While I do understand that anyone can have a different plan for their match, it often is not valued enough the importance of basement options, as I'll outline shortly. And hopefully, that'll convince you to reorder your queue of actions and redirect your attention to different parts of the basement. Alright? So, the first disadvantage of not opening several basement doors is that there may not be an immediate option for any victim still in the basement to go up. They may spend time going door to door to finally reach the only open door. And in a time-sensitive game such as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you want to ensure that everyone on the team is outside the basement pressuring the objectives. Or we'll have scenarios where one victim is spotted by the family, gets chased down the well, makes them lose a bit of health, and no objectives were done for this damage. Another is that, well, have you ever been in a chase and you decide to go down the stairs to then find out the basement door is still locked and closed? Sucks, doesn't it? Opening multiple basement doors not only improves the team's overall ability to exit out the basement, but to also re-enter in case they need to escape a chase. Lastly, when it comes to the basement escape, typically the basement door closest to the victim, whether it's others or yourself, is the one either assumed to be open or wished to be open, the one wanting to go down and escape through the basement tunnel. This is because with a recent nerf to the time needed for the fuse box to be turned off, specifically manually by the family, Having more direct access to the basement exit is more key and in this case vital to escape the match, as we can see in this example. We get unlucky when heading down and being blocked by a locked door, and then we manage to finally find an unlocked door, but unfortunately it's too late. With this in mind, opening many doors at the start of the match can help you and your teammates secure a quick enough journey to the basement escape. So, with all these reasons outlined, let's make sure to each target a different door at the start of the match after grabbing a tool. I'll sometimes see in my matches trails of slaughtered bone charms and KFC chickens scattered across the basement, and I wonder to myself, why? I understand that you may not want to make noise, but for most of the chases that you'll be in, they'll be up above basement, so all this time spent cutting bone charms as well as killing chickens is for the most part futile, and might I add, unethical. Go vegan. Do a few chases end up transitioning to the basement from up top? Sure, but even then, the chaser in the vast majority of cases already knows where you are, so who cares if you end up triggering bone charm to his chickens? Instead, just focus on gathering tools or bone shards, or unlocking basement doors, as you would contribute to either unlocking another basement door quicker, or getting a tool to then head upstairs quicker. It's all about time in this game. Remember that. Alright, we're in the lobby. We're against Leatherface, Sissy, and Johnny. And we're on gas station.
A Cedar Canyon resident stumbled upon the scene while hunting early yesterday morning. Authorities have confirmed this is
Why am I
approximately
not
the same
surprised that it's
location
Sunny?
where two females
Like,
were
no one picks
discovered
him. Poor
last
guy.
month.
Look at him go. Sunny, no.
Although the cases have similarities,
Alright, so we're in the match. Let's go. Alright, so first thing, if you don't know, as you wake up, you can mash the rope escape and make noise, because that's not going to wake up Grandpa. With all the noise, even from 4 victims, it is still not enough to to wake up Grandpa.
What is this place?
So we make our way into a shed basement, trying to get a bone scrap, but we hear that Leatherface is close by, and we make a run away from him. Fortunately, he doesn't come, but that's just something to always try and do. Always be safe than sorry. So we see that Julie has left, so we take this chance to take a tool. Obviously, it's going to take some time because we're playing Anna, and yeah, that's kind of the thing with characters such as Anna or Leland. They don't have high proficiency into them as base, so if you haven't invested any proficiency into them, you can kind of spend a bit of time, um, you know, unlocking basement doors and grabbing tools, but it's whatever your strategy is. And here we see Leatherface come here. We use the door in order to block him away, and we use the crawl space next to us to get away. And yeah, we managed to get away. Thankfully, he uses the that time to just get rid of the crawl space, so we can have some breathing room.
Wait, what's that?
I tried to get a bonus grab, but yeah, he just wants to get me. So I use this gap to get away from him. We get hit once, but that's all we get hit by, so that's good. We stay still because of the grandpa shout. Obviously, don't want to give any free information unless we have to.
I should see what that is.
He's still in the area, so we still use another gap next to us. In this case, we don't get any damage done to us, so that's really nice. All right, so he's pretty much done, and he's left the area. So we take this chance to now open this door, which again it takes a bit of time, but that's what Anna is. And if you see on the right, there was a little notification that my teammate escaped from the basement.
Did I lose it?
Ideally, you would escape. You all would escape at the same time in order to apply the pressure up top at the same time. That way, if the family tried to tunnel one person out with two or three people, uh, they would get essentially punished because there would be three other
Stay
victims doing
away from me.
objectives up top. So that's just an ideal scenario. Obviously, you won't always have the chance to do that way, but it's just something to keep note of when you try to escape basement.
Who are these people?
And here, I get rid of, well, I temporarily knock out Grandpa by stabbing him. The reason why I do this is because if you rewind a bit earlier, you'll notice that when I open up the basement door, it didn't show a red noise outline, which meant that the family had the Grandpa perk
Sugar!
exterior
Just
alarms.
that!
And if you don't know what that perk does, it essentially highlights all the basement doors and uh, up top of basement, all the exit points whenever they're open. So that essentially gives the family a way to get notified whenever up top someone is escaping. Is it right? Is making their way further outside of the map and closer to their objective escapes. We escape city by going over the barricade,
Are they gone? I think
and we
I'm
take
okay.
this bone scrap. We go over this next barricade and try to make our way up
I
top.
can use this.
And yeah, the thing
Maybe.
about a bone scrap is that it can be handy when you're kind of ambushed by a family member and you don't have any other options. So that's just something to keep in mind of. Obviously, you want to be higher health, but yeah, it's just something to keep in mind of.
Thank you, Lord.
So here there is the front
Thank you.
bedroom with one of the
Seems
fuse box
exhausting.
spawns. So we go in here, we open it with our tool, and if you noticed, I latched the door before. That way, killers such as Hitchhiker and Sissy, they couldn't get through one of the crawl spaces on the left or right of the room, and they would have to barge through the door. And if they don't have enough high savagery, they can take a lot of barge attempts in order to finally get through, and that can buy you enough time to, make progress on the fuse box. All right, so now we make our way outside. We're trying to look for the fuse, and yeah, we find one here next to the garden shed. And if you have trouble finding any of the fuse spawns or fuse box spawns, I've made a video, and you can search it in my YouTube channel on pretty much all the spawn locations for the fuse boxes, pressure tanks, fuses, and valve handles, as well as strategies and perks that you can use if you want to go through and escape through this manner. So, if you're interested, just have a look at my channel, click into it, and you'll find the video. So here we managed to we managed to essentially turn on the fuse box. Uh, I go ahead into basement. And this is pretty much an easy escape. So hopefully that was nice and you learned something from this video. And do make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you want to get more videos of this sort. If you have some sort of thing or idea or something that you struggle with that you want me to potentially make another video for, just leave it as a suggestion in the comment section, and I'll have a look and see what I can do. Because obviously your feedback is important because I want to know what exactly you guys are going through. I noticed that it can be quite rough in solo queue, so I'm just trying to figure out what is the best video or video series that I can make in order to help the newer players, such as yourself, have a better chance in this game because it can be pretty tough at this point, especially with the matchmaking. Sometimes putting you against higher level players, veterans who have been playing this game much longer than you have. So obviously, it's not something that you're expected to have an easy time with. So um, don't feel despair. This channel and my videos, I'm trying to make these videos so that you can have an easier time being better at this game and um, hopefully escaping more because that's the objective as victims. So do let me know what you think in the comment section, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have a good day. See ya.